Hi, so my name's Jessie and this is my first YouTube video. I thought it'd be a good idea to have my first YouTube video on my first university open day. So I'm going to see UCL, and while I'm there I'm going to talks on medical physics and biomedical engineering. I'm going to talks on physics and also chemistry as well. So unfortunately for all you humanities students, I'm not going to see any of them, but hopefully when I tour around the university as a whole, you might get to see some of their facilities there. So I'm going tomorrow, so it's super scary but exciting for me because I'm going on my own. It's my first university, as I said, so it's kind of me thinking about moving away from mum and dad, which is scary because I've been with them for 17 years, all my life, and suddenly I now have to move away and start my own adventure, which is exciting, but it's also got me thinking about becoming an adult, actually having responsibility, which is scary. That's all I can say about it. But hopefully it will be fun. Hopefully you can get a feel for it. Say if you're an international student, you can get a feel for the university. Maybe if you want to come over to England to study, if you couldn't make it for the open day, then hopefully you can see the different aspects of it there. Or if you're just even interested in UCL but you didn't really want to come to the open day, then hopefully this video will give you something from a perspective that isn't the universities, because I searched on YouTube and the top results were all from the universities. So hopefully this will be something different, something that is maybe not as biased. I don't know, we'll see. I haven't been there yet, unfortunately. So I'm hoping that I will not get lost during the day. So I'll be back tomorrow and hopefully it'll be good. So yeah, I'll see you tomorrow and we shall go look at UCL together. Bye. Starting the day of my first university open day. I went into the main area bit, and there were so many people, students, who were there just to help out everyone, and it seemed at first glance like quite a lovely atmosphere. I mean, there were music playing, they'd hired a DJ, there were games being played on the grass area, there were students everywhere, and there were just different people around to just help out, and it wasn't like it was hard to go up and talk to them. They were very lovely people, they were very helpful with any questions that I wanted to ask. So if I wanted to ask which is the best house to go see, they'd tell me which one's catered, which one's self-catered. They told me what it was like to be there, they told me just any questions that I had, they'd tell me the answer or what they thought about. So UCL, so the first thing I went to was an information talk for applications, and they said that they just want someone who's passionate about their subject. They wanted someone who will do well in their subject. They want people who do the best at university with the subject that they've chosen. They don't want anyone there who will end up hating it. So they also are a research-based university. So they're not teaching based. The professors there are currently doing research in their fields that they're working in, and they're top professionals in those fields. So it's not like you're going to be taught by someone who doesn't know what they're on about. From what I gathered, the people who will be teaching you will be people who know the subject, who are doing research in their subject, and the students were saying that their professors could probably talk for hours on their research. So that was really nice to hear. The entry level requirements were 2 A stars and A to an ABB depending on your course. The equivalents I'm not too sure on, but I'll be putting a link in the description below so that you can check those out if you want to look further. So I went to the houses, and it was a very, very long walk in my opinion, but obviously it was only like 5 minutes down the road. But I kind of cut it quite late for my next talk, but anyway, that's another story. And so I went to this housing, I walked down this road, and I saw catered, and the catering, it was a lot like school dinner, like the school canteens, but it seemed okay. I mean, I didn't think it would be for me because they have set meal times. I much prefer the freedom to choose when I want to eat, and so that's why I kind of had a look around the self-catered house, and so I went to Ramsey Hall, I think, and that was the catered one, and their bedrooms, they're quite small. I know student houses are going to have quite small bedrooms, but these ones were quite small, and they had like a sink in there, so I wouldn't have to go out and brush my teeth or anything. Then they had like a shared bathroom. They would have a shared bathroom. They had a shared kitchen, but it was kind of a small kitchen because they don't expect you to be cooking many meals in there, because obviously it is catered, so that's kind of why you're living there. And then with the other house, I went to a self-catered house. I think it was Ian something, and it's self-catered, so they had a much bigger kitchen. Apparently it was like 3 people to a kitchen or something. Their rooms were a lot nicer. I think it was a lot more modern than Ramsey Hall, so that's kind of why I liked it better. It looked much neater than the other house, and yeah, it just seemed like, again, it was they had a sink in their room, but you have a shared bathroom and shower, and I think it just had a nice feel to it. There wasn't many, like, they had social areas as well. They had common rooms for there was the canteen area for Ramsey Hall. So the houses seemed quite nice. So at UCL, the physics, I know for definite physics, the first years will get a teacher, a professor partnered with them. I mean, the professor will have like 10-15 students, but you get one professor for yourself. So then they help out with the academic side of uni life, so all the time management, or the homework assessment deadlines, the studying, that type of stuff. But you also get a second or third year, and I think this one's for all the subjects, and you get a second or third year to kind of help you out with the social aspects and how to balance it all, and to help out with any problems you might be having, stress, anxiety, anything like that. And it seemed quite a nice structure to it. I mean, you have someone supporting you. It's not like they're throwing you in deep water, which is kind of what I'm scared about, because it seems like a big jump from living with my parents to now being independent, and also having to deal with the next step in terms of an academic area, like it's going to be a lot harder, the stuff that I'm learning about. I'm also going to have more independence, you know, like washing up and laundry and feeding myself. So I guess like the PED professor and the second or third year will kind of help deal with all that. As a whole, UCL was very independent thinking. They want you to think for yourself. They don't want to just hand it to you on a silver platter. They want you to kind of be taught by thinking about it rather than just parroting it. So, for example, like for A-level in a science, you might be given the steps for an experiment, but at UCL they give you the first and the last step, and you have to think about what you should do in the middle to get to do the experiment. And it'll be stuff like that they'll get you to do. Like, it's very independent thinking. But then they were talking about how that's actually what jobs want nowadays. They want an independent thinker. They don't want just someone who can parrot it off, who's good at exams. They want, you know, people who will be able to be good at what they do. I thought it was good that they do that, especially for someone like myself, I'm quite used to parroting on about stuff, like just parrot it back for exams and stuff. So I thought that would actually challenge me, which I want a challenge at university. I don't want it to be something that I can just breeze through. So that kind of appealed to me in a way. I mean, it also kind of scared me. I was like, oh, maybe this isn't the best thing for me. But then I was thinking about it. I was like, you know what, I need the challenge. I need to be not kept just doing what I do. Just from going to this one open day, I've always really had to start thinking about so many different things that I want in a university. So any additional information, so I'll put a link to the online prospectus, I'll put a link to the UCL general website, I'll put a link to the September open days. If you couldn't make the June ones and you actually want to take a look around after seeing this video, then I will recommend going to the September open days. I mean, I always think it's better to actually look around to the university rather than look at it on a website, because then you get a much better feel for it. So all the links will be in below, and I will see you next week. Bye!